Are you looking for a faster video? Well, today it's a live stream, and I know you're probably looking for a really nice and tidy, edited down video, but I have ways for you to make it faster. You can click that little gear on the YouTube settings right there on the video and adjust the playback speed, make me sound like a chipmunk, and it'll go a lot faster. You can also look and see if there's timestamps for this project in the description, and if you're on a desktop, you can hover over the time bar at the bottom of the screen and see if it's chunked up into chapters, and then that way you can go directly to the step you're looking for. And lastly, you can also tap on the screen on the right hand side of the video picture or on the left hand side to make the video jump ahead, forward or backward if you're on a mobile device. And you can adjust that amount in your settings so you can have complete control over how much it jumps. So if you are on a desktop, you can use the fast forward or the rewind, and that will make it go faster as well. You can also enable subtitles, and the little CC on the screen will enable closed captioning. That way, if I am a little bit harder to understand with that double playback speed, the subtitles might help you out. All right, well, I know that it's not a nice little edited video, but if you sew with me, we'll get there together and it'll be lots of fun. And now for the live stream. Happy sewing! Hello, how's it going? It's been forever. I'm so thrown off because I turned my thing to dark mode. It's really throwing me off. So, hi. It's Saturday. Can you hear me and everything sound and look okay? I didn't test my microphone because, I forgot. Hi, Martina. Hi, Sydney. Hi, Fiona. Hey, Delwyn and Aisha. Nice to see you guys. What popped in my head this morning was when I was a kid, there was this show. It was probably in reruns. I think it was Romper Room. Do you guys remember this? Like, anyone remember this where they would say hi at the beginning? And it was like a recorded show on PBS, but it was a kids show. And they would be like, I think they would say goodbye or say hi at the beginning or end. And they would say real kids' names. And I always wanted her to say my name, but my name's Saremy, and I just thought, like, oh, my mic's really quiet. It's really quiet. Let me see if I touch something. Let's see. That's really weird. Let me see if I can turn it up. Oh, whoops. I don't really know how to... It's all the way up. Oh my God. Definitely very low, huh? Yeah, I see. Actually, it looks really low here too. I don't know if it's, maybe I could put it closer. Is that better? That does look a little louder, but it shouldn't matter. I should be able to make it louder, Project, what? Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how to make it loud. It's all the way up. No, they did not say my name. That was always my test. Like, are they just pulling names out of a hat because they're just saying all these generic kids' names, Oh, it's still low. That's strange. Let's figure it out. Mic. USB mic. Yeah. Okay. Well, darn it. Yeah, it's really low. I can tell it's really low. Let's see if I can adjust it on here. I'm scared to touch this thing because I did something funky once and you guys didn't like it. Okay, does that help? Is that bad or good? Is that too loud? That's too loud now, huh? I can see it going way up now. Hopefully I didn't blast you. Did that make any difference? It's really, I can tell it's going into the danger zone now when I talk. It's only better. Loads better. Much better. Okay. Yeah, I probably touched this little button on the back. Okay, cool. Anywho. Yeah, so Romper Room never said my name. I think that people were probably mailing in their kids' names and then they would say, hi, so-and-so, hi, so-and-so. You know what I mean? And, you know, and I never got those personalized things when I was shopping. You can hear a car. Is it too loud? Is that better? How about right here? Not too loud. Okay. So, okay. Right now, how is the volume? If you want me to go back to the loudest that I just had it. Hi, Lady Ace. How's it going? Hi, Elizabeth and Terry and Ray. Hi, Malin. Hi, Amy. How's it going? I am now seeing faces next to your names, which is really awesome. It used to be you were all gray. Sounds good to you? Okay, not too loud. All right, all right. Okay, so this right here, I just wanted to share this with you. I made this Ozark vest. You prefer louder? Do you guys want me to do louder? Tell me if you want me to do louder. Don't just say yes or no. Say louder or not louder. Because sometimes I don't know what you're replying to. Curse the delay from when I talk to when you can reply and then I see it back. You prefer, Eliza wants it louder. I just don't want to blast anybody because some people will have probably headphones in. Louder, like it is now. I'm going to split the difference to right here, okay? Okay, I split the difference. Is that okay? You haven't even heard my machine yet. I'm not pounding any rivets today. Okay, so I was kind of hired by Wardrobe by Me to make their instructional video. I just did their jeans as well, but that pattern's not released yet. And this is their Ozark vest, which just came out, so I'm allowed to share all this. But it turned out really amazing. And I was so excited about it. It's not pressed or anything, but you get this rib, like it's a rib collar. Look at that. It looks, the color is crazy. It's kind of this weird moss green waterproof stuff that I got from Hearts Fabric. And then it has this quilted lining. Look at this thing. It's so nicely finished. And it's all really easy to sew. But look at that nice finish you get. This pattern's already out. It'll probably be a bit before the video's done because they edit it, I don't. So, and then the back looks like this. It has this kind of duck flap finish at the bottom, and then it's fully, you know, protected as well. And then it calls for, these are the materials it calls for. It calls for like an outer fabric, a rib knit, and the quilted lining. And so I followed the instructions the way that they were written and the way that they were fabricated, like the fabrication for this. But you could do whatever you want, obviously. My only goof up here is that I shouldn't have put my label in here. And when I top stitched the neck, and I actually pushed this down while I did it, and it still didn't catch it. So it's my only little thing I'm going to go back and kind of fix. It looks fine on the outside, a little wiggly right there, but I can tack this down by hand, but this thing's going to stick up. So that's my only thing. I think that if I did this again, I would move these down here. I would just take them out of the neckline completely, but I was pretty happy with this. I was really happy with it. I even showed my neighbor. I was like, can I just show you something I just made? So, and then I also think that I misunderstood one of the pattern pieces because the pocket, this is like fully lined. So these are two separate pieces. But this pattern piece didn't say, it said pocket lining, but it didn't say to cut it in lining, so I didn't. I just followed it as is. I don't feel like I can really take liberties when I'm doing this kind of project. And I think that this should have been this quilted stuff. I also think I was supposed to top stitch this right here, and I missed that. Y'all, I'm making a how-to video for something I've never sewn before. It's kind of nuts. And so I have the instructions on the screen next to the video thing. I don't have a face cam. I don't talk during it, except sometimes I'll tell them, oh, you know what, my bobbin just ran out. So just a second, let me switch my bobbin out. So they hear me saying that, and that's about it. And I really love, oh, thanks for subscribing, Stone Shadow. I'm gonna say Shadow. I know, I'm so happy. It has this little zipper guard. I also think this could be a little higher, but it looks pretty cool. But yeah, this thing, man, this fabric was so nice to sew. It was kind of weird, but it really gives a nice finish. So anyway, I just want to share that. My poor husband sprained his ankle, kind of not badly, so I can't take pictures of it on him yet. She's like, can I have pictures of it on your husband? I'm like, he can't stand right now like that. So, all right, so this isn't if you're new here, this isn't a typical live stream. Lately it kind of is. I usually stream 3 days a week, and we like cut and sew a project in 2 parts. But lately, I'm just kind of, I'm just doing lots of things. Oh, does it come in women's sizing? No, I don't think so. You could wear it. Should I try it on? I can try it on. So I made the size large. I will say for their men's sizing, it feels a little like my husband is a very petite guy. I'm bigger than my husband. Let's put it that way. When we met, we were the exact same weight. And he's only a few inches taller than me, so we're almost the same size. Now I'm bigger than him. And he's the large on their size chart. And typically for a guy, I would consider, he's a medium usually on most size charts. And that's because his shoulders are kind of broad, but he's very slender. And he's not very tall. So this is the large. Dang, maybe I'll keep, this thing fits perfect. Maybe I'll keep this. The shoulders are a little broad on me. I didn't check my full screen camera, but we can put that on. Let's see. That's not bad. I love the rib collar. It's nice and soft. And then, you know, like a typical vest would just go around. But this actually, I couldn't zip this up though. Look. This is, see, my husband's smaller than me. Maybe his shoulders aren't too broad. So you know what I would probably do is, because the length is good, I would probably make the neck size up, but only in girth, and keep everything the same, because the armhole depth is good. The pockets are such a nice little angle. They're so easy to use. If I didn't need to zip this up, I would probably keep this. So, hey, I have an affiliate link if you want to buy it. I'm not trying to promote it at all. I just realized that probably sounds like I am. I'm just really proud of that make. It was so fun. And you know, I get a little bit of like, God, I'm sewing something I've never sewn before. I didn't even practice. I read the instructions through twice. I actually love studying for those things. It's something interesting. I'm finding that I love when I have like a make that I kind of need to read through, and it's like over breakfast I sit there reading through it. It's like I feel like I'm doing I feel like a grown up. Hey Nancy, how's it going? Okay. All right, so anyway, that's my make that I did. I had a Friday Sews video yesterday, and I put a call for hashtag reviews on it. So if you guys want to check that out, and what that means, because I haven't gotten very many, and I think it's probably because it's like, what does this mean? So it means that what I'm going to do, if you're kind of like, I'm on the fence about buying this pattern, or I kind of want to know what her thoughts are on that. Not that like I'm, it's the Ozark Vest. Sorry, Joanna. It's the Ozark Vest by Wardrobe by Me Patterns. I should have said that. The link, let's see. Okay, let me see here. Should be really easy for me to do this. I actually did just update my links here. So I'll just give you a link to this page because that'll be the easiest way. Where are you guys? Here you are. Yeah, thank you, Malin. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I really was just like, look what I sewed. So that's just a link to my support me page, and there's an affiliate link there. You don't have to use it. It's totally fine. But it's at the Wardrobe by Me website. That will take you to the link, and anything you buy on there supports me. Yeah, thank you guys. That's nice. Hi, Walter. 21 days. Please be quiet. Oh, thank you, Malin. Look at these mods. I love it. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, that's interesting, Martina. I would love to do that. Just like read sewing patterns. Why am I enjoying that so much? You know what? It's the technical person in me. I really loved making the spec sheet packages that go with a production pattern. Someday I'm going to show you that whole thing because I really love the way production patterns are made. Obviously, I'm very biased about that, and I know that people don't really appreciate that sometimes. And that brings me to what I was saying earlier, is that in my Friday Sews video, I put a call for hashtags. So here's the thing. I have a Patreon group, and we have this Zoom. There's 4 of them every month, and we talk about these things a little bit in there. And I know people would really love it because we talk about it. If I were to say, don't sew this pattern, it's got problems, or whatever, I would never do that because like I say in that pattern expectations video, I feel like there's a pattern for everybody. Just because it doesn't fit you, it might fit somebody. And the world's sizing is based on real people. It's just that person isn't you. And I go into detail on that. And I know that was pretty, it's so simple, but it's at the same time people are like, oh, wow, that's true. So, hi Julia, how's it going? So, I'm doing this whole pattern review project, which is my first ones are going to come out in January. And that's what I've decided. I'm going to start the year with them. And I, listened to this Love to Sew podcast recently. It was actually really good. I highly recommend it. It came out last week or this week, maybe, on Alexandra Morgan. She's in-house patterns, by the way. And I actually was like, I'm going to buy one of her patterns. And I was like, oh, she's only got 5 patterns. And I wasn't really, they weren't my style. Maybe I'll get one just to sew one because I'd really like to see her pattern drafting style. But she did this review of people sent in their fitting issue pictures to Love to Sew podcast. And then she reviewed them and gave them tips. And I was like, this was amazing. This was amazing. She is so good at explaining things in a way that's simple and clear and concise. It was a joy to listen to for me. Oh, yeah, no problem, Martina. Hashtag busted pattern driver. And so I thought, this really inspired me. I was like, I could do it this way. I would love to show you my process of, when I look at a pattern, oh, that's awesome, Joanna. My daughter loves those. It's like you know, I could look at the, like I look at the hashtag and just say, these are the things I'm going to be thinking about when I make this pattern, or this is the thing why I'm not going to buy this pattern. And I think that that would be really more gentle to go through. And I don't know, I think it could be a discussion, you know, because there could be someone else in the chat that's like, I've made that and it's awesome. I don't have that problem. So anyway, that's what I put a call for on my Friday Sews video yesterday. So if you're interested in a pattern, there's been 2 people who've posted hashtags, one of whom I'm pretty sure did, because I was like, no one's posted a hashtag. And then they did, which is awesome. So yeah, if you want to do that, please do. And if I appreciate it if you look up what the actual hashtag is, so I don't have to spend a ton of time searching for those, because sometimes they're not what you think they are. And sometimes there's like multiples. So if you have a garment, you're just kind of like, ah, people make this, but I'm not sure, you know, I'll do a little review of it. Anyway, so yeah, her videos are so good. That's awesome. Yeah, I think I've seen some of her YouTube videos, and I was like, I want to be friends with this person. Her and I's journey in the garment industry are so different, but we're about the same age, I can tell. And it's really interesting because she said that dress forms were extremely instrumental in their design studios, where they weren't in any of the ones I worked in. And I think that's because we manufactured everything on site, and they didn't. They sent it out. And so they needed that kind of, you know, extra confirmation because they weren't doing everything themselves. So, oh yeah, Liza, I know hashtags are sometimes hard to find. Oh, that's cool, Sydney. You're switching to facing though? Alexandra Morgan. She is In-House Patterns, and she's on the Love to Sew podcast. It was really good. And I recommend pulling up the Love to Sew page while you listen. So I usually listen to podcasts through like an app like Stitcher, but I would go to the Love to Sew page like on the website, and then you can look at the photos that people, there's only 6. And you could probably speed it up through that section, but it was very good. I really hope that there's a point where we get to see the after, because I think that's really the proof's in the pudding, right? So anyway, but I really like she actually addressed a pattern that I've definitely been like, about, like when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know, but so many people love that pattern, and I think she handled it really good. Like she just said, oh, you know, these pants don't have a side seam, so yeah, you're going to be kind of limited in what you can do to fit, but there's things you can do to fit. And I really liked how positive and constructive, not constructive as in a constructive criticism way, she was constructive in offering a concrete ways to actually move forward with the fit process. And I think that's really great. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of fitting classes out there, Aisha. There really are. I don't really specialize in fit on my channel. It was something I specialized in when I was employed, but I don't specialize in it here because there's so many people that do it. But, and it's so personal too. Okay. Anyway, sorry, is that making the camera move? Anyway. Yeah, did you, Mullen? I know, it's funny because I've mentioned that pattern a few times to people lately because I never really, I have to admit, I don't ignore much in chat. I don't ignore anything really in chat, but there's a couple things I've ignored over the years. And one of them was when someone was wanting me to sew those pants, because I didn't want to say what I thought about them until someone really pressed me in one of my chats, and I was like, you know what, those pants don't have a side seam. There's no way those are going to work on my body. I have a 10-inch difference between my waist and my hip, and my waist and my hip are really close together. It's a pretty sudden difference. Oh, you want some in person, Aisha? You know what? She does them over Zoom. And I don't know if you listened to that episode. Let's see, let me look in the chat. You did listen to it. It sounds like she actually thinks that that is almost more, it's better because there's more time spent sitting with the fit. Like she can come up with ways to address it. Yeah, and Ray really loves Peggy Sager's. She's silhouette patterns, and she has a YouTube channel, and she does like live fitting sessions. Right, Eliza? I know. I'm such an hourglass shape. And you can tell by the way those pants fit women that they are very straight. And so, you know, for women who don't have that, you know, curve right there at the waist that don't go in, they're probably thrilled with those pants, you know? So it's just because I think they would be very problematic on me doesn't mean that they don't, they obviously fit a certain silhouette. They look really tight to me though, and I think that's just because of the style. No photos in the back, hands in the pockets, right, Rachel? Yeah. Yeah, there was someone recently said, hey, you know, you might like this dress. And I went and looked at it and I was like, oh, that sleeve is really problematic. That's a slit down to the waist. And they were like, yeah, but you can just layer. And I was like, well, I don't though. I live somewhere too hot to layer. And there was a cinched in waist, so anything I layer would just bunch up above it. So yeah, and that was one of those where there was no side views. I finally found a side view. It took going to 2 websites and going through all the posts on Instagram to find a side view. And then I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. That's awesome. Okay. Well, we can just sit here and chat. I love doing that with you guys. So, Elena. Hi, Elena. Do you follow Sonia Phillip or 100 Acts of Sewing, Elena? Because I feel like almost in every picture she's like the What to Do with My Hands edition, number 756. She's always talking about that. Oh yeah, Jay Stern. She's really good at fitting. You know what I like about Jay Stern's video is she shows a before and after. Yeah, is her name? Is her name Joanna? Yeah, your tummy adjustment, Terry. That's great. Yeah, you do follow her, Elena. Yeah, yeah. I love it when she's like, yeah, you know. I know, sometimes I want to show like this is what the sketch you do. You put your arm straight out in sketches for flat pattern sketches. And I always want to do that in photos. Oh, Jen Stern, that's her name. Thanks, Eliza. Jennifer. I'm thinking of Joanna Lundstrom, aren't I? Who does the books. Yeah. A multi-day fitting class, Eliza. That sounds nice. Like, what if you found one at like a sewing retreat where you could really just kind of marinate in it, you know? I think that would be really, you could really sink your teeth in, go back to your room, come back to it the next day, you know? And then just kind of like your life be about that. See, this is the thing, is like it's so hard to make something perfect. Like we're so hard on ourselves about making something perfectly the first time when you don't get to practice, you know? Yeah, that's so smart, Nancy. Yeah, the Sew My Size hashtag is great for finding a person with your measurements. Yeah, Rachel, I totally agree. I think she does too. I've actually looked at her pants fitting videos too. Olivia Butler, that looks like a bot. Are you a real person, Olivia? I don't think I'm looking at the, am I in the, can I get rid of this? Oh, I can. If Olivia, you don't say anything soon, I'm going to put you in timeout. Give you a chance, because I feel like I've seen an Olivia in our chat before. Palmer Pletch. What's the deal with Palmer Pletch, though? Isn't there some constraint? Beth Galvin. Okay. Oh, in Berkeley. Oh, it held a stitch. You know what? I think I've met her. I forgot about that place. There's 2 sewing studios in Berkeley. One of them is the original. One of them copied the other person and wasn't very nice about it. And I'm trying to remember which one was. I met the original. That's awesome, Elizabeth. Oh, that's cool. So how was fitting via Zoom, Elena? Yeah, exactly, Joanna. Jen Stern is J Stern Designs. Yeah. Really, Nancy? That's so cool. That's so helpful. All right, Olivia's not responding. There we go. They do tissue fitting. It's their own fit type, right? It's something, I know there's something, not bad or good, just something different. I'm already getting hungry. This doesn't bode well, does it? Okay, so today we are just kind of doing a sew and chill session, which means, you know, you're kind of here with me doing my things I need to do. And one of them is patch my daughter's jeans. And I keep saying it's an invisible rip because literally she dropped them off to me and I could not find where the rip was. I was like, where is this? Like the knees look perfect. Crotch looked fine. And then I went like this. You see them? Look at these fine filaments of stretch thread. Can you even see them? There's little tiny threads going across that are the stretch. I don't even think you could see it. Maybe if I put something black behind it, you might be able to see it. You see those little fine threads? Oh, that's cool, Elena. You have no food in the house. That is a crying shame. I need to move this up because there's one of my camera arms is blocking the chat. The very last line, that's all I see pop up is the last line. There we go. Right at the pocket. Yeah. Okay. So I've been kind of looking into ways to do this. And so a lot of people would say, well, you know, iron on interfacing back here. And then darn it, you know, like with your machine, drop the feed dogs and stitch over it. I just don't feel like this is strong enough, even with the darning. So I'm going to put on a patch back there and then stitch it down. That's my plan. So popcorn on an empty stomach, I can't do that. Oh, thanks, Ray. It elevates your day. Yeah, Barbara. I know. We were just watching Penny do this, right? Yeah, so I'm just going to, all I'm going to do is I cut out these little patches. So you see, I cut out this little patch in denim. It's not even stretched denim. And then I'm using this double-sided fusible stuff. And so I'm going to fuse this to the fabric, and then I'm going to fuse the patch to the pants. I'm actually going to put the fusing on this side. And then I'm just going to stitch over it straight in the kind of grain of the fabric. So the way I see a lot of people do this, though, is that they just fuse interfacing behind it. I even think there's a lot of places that show it, but I feel like that, yeah. So they just put a little piece of interfacing, so they would do, you know, cut, I would use, you know, black, right? Cut it, interface that right there, and then on this side, they drop the feed dogs on their machine. I can't do that on this machine. And then they stitch, and make sure when you match the thread, you don't just go, oh, it's black thread because they're black jeans, because that probably doesn't match anymore. And in fact, some, you know, some will turn like brownish. It just depends on what dye they used. And so then you just stitch straight over and over in that spot. But I don't want to hinder her pocket, so I'm going to try and stitch it here and around it. I'm just going to try and prevent it from stretching apart and then putting the fabric behind it, I think also is good, because my daughter figured it out because her roommate was wearing her jeans and then bent over at the grocery store to get something off the shelf, and she could see her underwear through it. So she was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was happening. So yeah. Yeah, right, Rachel? I know, what a rabbit hole. Hey, Carrie, how's it going? Hey, Allison. Oh, Allison. Let us know how the dress goes, because some of those are really cute. I find a lot of those zero waist dresses use so much fabric. So yeah, there's zero waist, but that's a lot of fabric to buy. What'd you get, Malin? Oh, ginger. Oh, ginger. You're having ginger snaps to eat? Oh, yum. You're making your Dawn jeans? Nice, nice. I'm wearing another pair of Ash jeans I just finished. I love ginger snaps. I like the Midel ones. Those are really spicy. The fusible stuff I'm using here, this double-sided, is Wonder Under. And there's also one called Stitch Witchery, and what's the other one, you guys? There's a few. And basically what it is it's just this, it's a piece of glue, and it comes on a paper. We're going to go do it on the iron right now. Hey, Penny. Oh, we've just been chatting. You haven't missed any sewing or anything, but we've just been chatting. I had some mic issues at the beginning too. Oh. Well, I don't know, Sydney. It's never worked? Okay, well, now I'm nervous. Thanks. No, teasing. Let's see. This is just denim fabric, and then this is the Stitch Witchery. And then I cut it in the zigzags, the pinking edge. I did that because of that Angela Wolf tip on Invisible Zippers, where she has you interface the opening of the zipper, but she says, you know, cut it with a pinking shear, and then that way it won't show like a rigid edge on the right side of the garment. I don't think with the denim I had too much to worry about, but see, look, the tears are kind of small, but they leave a big impact. All right, so I want this to show on the outside, so I'm going to fuse this, you know, hopefully it doesn't change the fabric too much. So you make sure, oh, you know what? I cut this like this. It needs to be like this, though. So you need to fuse it to the fabric with the paper touching the iron. Like you can't glue this. You don't want to glue this to your iron, right? Okay, do let that cool. Wonder if it'll fit better like this. It kind of does, actually. You can use like any kind of paper, parchment or whatever, but it comes with this, and you don't really want to get it. If you get it on your iron, you're gonna have to clean it off eventually. And then you peel off this paper, and then you've just made your own patch. Like, you can do this with anything, even if you wanted to put a unicorn on somebody's knee, right? You could make a patch and make it cute too. You'll know if it's not fused if it just kind of peels up. So now I have this little patch. I can't see the chat. Sorry, you guys. My daughter's opening. This opening here is pretty small. So this is the smaller one. I'm going to trim off some of the fabric that doesn't have glue on it. And if you trim any of this near your ironing board, you need to get it off. Dang it. You need to get it off your ironing boards. Don't do that by accident, you know. It only takes 1 or 2 mishaps with this. You know what I'll do? I'll put my, raise that up. Oh yeah, look at that. Now I can kind of look at chat too. Steam-a-seam. So, you know, if you've ever bought curtains from IKEA, they give you this, ooh, that was stupendous. And they give you this narrow strip of this stuff to hem your curtains with. I've saved all that stuff. It's great. And it's the same exact type of stuff. I don't want to stretch that out. This one has a little bit to trim off here. My fake zigzag stitch. There we go. I have not patched things in forever. I feel like the sewing world has changed in the tools available to us since the last time I patched things. I mean, you could almost stop there if you don't know how to sew, right? What? Penny? He's fired. You're like, I spent 3 hours patching that shirt. Yeah. You pinked the edge from strength. Oh, yeah. Okay. See, that's exactly what all the places I looked at today showed too, Eliza. Yeah, I thought it turned out really good too, Penny. Be better. You found a sewing trip you want to take. Can I come? Yeah, it's no fun to clean it off. But I will say, there is this iron cleaner that you can get you can just get it pretty easily. It's very easy to use. You just need like an old towel or rag, and then you squirt it on the rag. It's pretty weird looking and smelling. And then you just iron it, and it cleans your iron right off, and I highly recommend it. If you have not done that and your iron plate is kind of dirty. So 2 weeks for a kilt. Road trip. Yeah, right, Sydney. Hello, Janice. It's my favorite sewing community too. Thanks. Yeah, I've got some Scottish in me, but I don't think I'd ever wear a kilt. Maybe a Utila kilt. Those are pretty nifty. Oh, wow. That would have been cool, Eliza. It's finally really snowing there. Rowenta makes one, Elena, a hot iron cleaner. That's pretty cool. Who's doing the kilt making? I just missed who is saying they did that. Oh, and there's a place in Scotland that does intensive kilt classes. Ooh. Wow. That sounds a little out of my league. Like, legit out of my league. All right, my machine sounds funny because it's winding a bobbin. All right, well, I'm going to, this is my strategy, is I'm just going to stitch through the pocket here and then all over here to kind of secure my fabric too. Because if I don't want to stitch into the pocket because I know she uses them, you know, so let's hope my thread match is pretty good. So there's 2 rows of stitching here, so I'm going to follow those first. You really are just, okay, yeah, why do you sound kind of, I think it's just kind of cold in here. All right. So if I had my darning foot, I could just like go back and forth and back and forth. So I'm going to do a little bit of that, but get onto there. There we go. Doesn't like the different thicknesses. I think that's pretty invisible. I mean, you know, these will probably fray a little bit. Maybe I can just fray them a little and get rid of those threads. I always do that, like, you know, buttonholes. I mean, if it's going to do it anyway, you might as well just get it over with. That's my philosophy. But I know a lot of people like glue it and stuff. I just get rid of it. I think that this at least gives the jeans a lot more life. They're in great condition. I say that, but I think that these were distressed. She got these at a secondhand store. It's really hard for my daughter to find things to fit her. But now that she has the Zen jeans, I think I'll be making her a few things. Okay, this one's a little lower down here. That's my fake darning. Done. That wasn't too bad, huh? Let's do the test. So I felt something move, but then it stopped. So let's reinforce this a little bit. That's how it looks after I stretched it on this side. This is kind of lifting up, so maybe I could glue that a little better. Maybe I'll just stitch it down there, up there too, you know. That was right here. Okay, yeah. All right, I want to get into the ditch. You should stitch right over the hole if you're really trying to repair and you only use the interfacing and you didn't use layer fabric. Yeah, I was trying to explain this, Penny, but not doing a very good job, and I'm so out of practice. It's been so long since I've done it myself. I'll take it. Done. Ooh. I finally got a way whack catalog. I'm gonna look at it one day. Oh gosh, the leaf thing at my house it's crazy right now. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna make today is the sample for the neck warmer. So I'm gonna put out a free pattern next week. Also, I feel really bad, like, okay, oh, I wanted to tell you, Frugalissima, she's a YouTuber named Sam. She always does a lot of really great videos on free patterns, and she just did one on gift, 25 patterns that are free for gift sewing. And we kind of collaborated on this, but she was so busy, she just wasn't sure she was going to be able to pull it off. And she pulled it off in flying colors. So I didn't know when I recorded my Friday stories that she actually was gonna be able to for sure do it. So I didn't like give her the props I really wanted to give her in my video, because I was just like, no pressure, like I'm literally doing this no matter what. So if you don't want to, you know, because I wanted her to do a video and then I was going to pick some things from it, but then she was just like, oh, I'm so busy. So I was like, that's okay, I'm going to do these and this is what I'm going to do, you know. And so then she highlighted that, and she also highlighted my oven knit pattern. I just want to apologize to everyone, there's no printed instructions on that, and I know once you get it you're going to be like, what the heck is this? But I will say, I love my oven mitt pattern. It's free. And there's a video that teaches you how to sew it. And maybe I'll squeeze one in next week so people can kind of do that. But it's like, it fits here and here. And especially for people with small hands, it works really good because it goes all the way to here, where a lot of pot holders, you know, like stop short here, or your hand, you know, it's sticking way past your hand, you can't grab anything. So it makes it safe. So I'm going to work on making printed instructions for that as well. So the neck warmer, I made a pattern based on one my mom had. And then she told me the other day, she goes, actually, I like the other way better. I just like a long rectangle, like a 4-inch by 20-inch rectangle. So I'm going to put that in the instructions for people. She says it's more customizable, and she can kind of fit it around her neck a little better in the places that she wants. Whereas this one is more of a horseshoe shape. And, but I'm still going to put this one out there because it's pretty cool. So, how do they fit? How do my wide waistband pants fit? They're a little snug. The snaps were a complete fail, but I just put in buttons and buttonholes, tack buttons and buttonholes, and that was great. They're a little snug, but I remember I said I wanted it that way. So I haven't worn them since I put the buttons in. I put them on when they had the snaps and I couldn't sit down. They just went pop, pop, pop. Because those weren't, that's the thing not getting is, snaps are very, very complicated. Like there's so many different varieties and they come in different strengths. And that's the one thing I forgot about with strengths, because the ones on my Kelly Anorak, those are really strong. They would not have popped. But the ones I've gotten since then, they look exactly like the Kelly Anorak ones. They're spring snaps, but they pop. They're very light duty. So I need to figure out what that, like what is that? What is that called? What is that rating or number on a snap to tell you what its strength is? So any delivery is a fun delivery. All right, so this is just my test neck warmer, and I did it in this flannel. I made a button-down shirt for I think my brother out of this. I even have the rice here. So put this right sides together. There's a piece of that glue. Come to plague me. Everything is snug about after a pumpkin pie, right? But they're snug in a good way. I kind of wanted them to not slide down. That was my problem with those pants. They were so low. So they're going to be great. Right, Terry? Yeah, we should figure that out. I just need to do a little bit of research. And then once I get the hang of it, hopefully. Like I saw someone post a video the other day, like, this is how you install a snap. I'm like, no, that's how you install that snap. There's like 4 or 5 different ways to install different types of snaps. And so if you don't have that snap, you're kind of like, oh, I still don't know how to do this, you know? All right, so here is my opening. Oh, I got green thread for this. I also have this. Where's my green thread? Oh, this is it. I thought that was charcoal. These, I think the neck warmer thing, I will admit, I would have never made things like this before I had my channel. It's just not the kind of sewing I would do. But, you know, it's like everyone's really excited about the soup bowl cozy. And it's like, that is just such proof of how these useful little things in our life are really kind of a nice little gift. It's something you wouldn't normally make or buy, right? And then you get it and you're like, wow, how did I ever live without this, you know? And for my mom, like, a neck warmer, she's used one of these for years and years. She's gone through so many of them. So this is and she goes, so if you're making that neck warmer, can I make a request? And so that's what she said was, I really like the long rectangular style. And I was like, oh, okay. You mean I didn't have to create this whole free pattern thing? And she also said, her request actually was mainly that it be filled with rice and not flaxseed. Because her original one, the last one she just had actually, was filled with flaxseed. And I said, well, why is that? And she said, the flaxseed, because if you look at ratings for things to microwave in neck warmers, flax seeds are warmer longer. But she says there's also, they create hot spots. And she doesn't like that. And she says the rice is just, she likes it better. And I was so glad she said that because I couldn't find bulk flaxseed. So, you know. I'm trying to match plaid on a neck warmer. You don't have to do that. This is one of those things too, I think that someone would use it if they had it, but they would never buy it. So I'm going to make one for my daughter. I think she would love this. What if you just made one and it just was like a bed warmer, you know? Okay, where's my notches for the opening? Here it is, right? Okay, I got to make sure I leave this open so I can stuff it. I couldn't find a free pattern for one of these. All I saw were YouTube videos, and I just wasn't about that. I just wanted something really simple so I could do my own take. I'm going to clip my corners. I just did 3/8 inch seams. We trimmed all this except for right here. We'll just do a little bit. I'm not going to worry about the outside too much. Oh, the cone. Yeah, I have a lot of really big spools of thread. I mean, like, have you seen that wall behind me? That's all thread. It's because there was a factory that went out of business, and so I could buy a lot of their thread. And then on top of that, I used to have a factory. So I have thread for life, for better or worse. It'll probably get old before I can finish it. Oh, a heating pad cover. That is an excellent idea. Yeah, I highly recommend Sam's video. There's lots of really clever gifts in there. The one I want to make is that lunchbox. I want to make that lunchbox. It's cool, and it's a free pattern. Yeah, the noodlehead hillside tote is not free, but it'll be my third one that I've made. So I've gotten my mileage out of that, you know. You made soup bowl cozies and placemats as wedding gifts. Ah, I can't get my hand. I keep losing track of this corner right here. I'll just use my awl. It's just easier sometimes. Eeh. Oh, I'm glad you're excited about next week. I am too, actually. I'm like, that's spent a lot of this week trying to get prepared. So, because 5 streams in a row. Sam's video, let's put it in the chat. Frugalissima. It's linked in my description of my Friday sews as well. If you, because I know in the chat you're gonna like not want to have to rewatch this video. So let's look her up. Probably one of the mods will have this done before I get it in there. Copy. Okay. Here we go. So this video right here, it has 25 patterns in it for free. And there's some kid ones too. She became a grandma this year. Oh yeah, Barbara, that's a great idea. I know I have such an awkward amount left of this. I was kind of like I have like a yard left from this project. And I'm like, what am I gonna do with a yard of flannel? I wanna use all of it. It's so good. Okay, so now this is the only probably interesting part of this pattern is that it's got stitch lines in it. So what I do is when I have these top stitch lines, and so I put this on like a cardstock, and what I do is I cut up into the paper on either side of the line, and then I fold the pattern back, and I use my notch tool. That's how you mark a sleeve placket, by the way, in pattern drafting. And then now I have this little template. So let's hang this off of my, these are my seam lines here. And now I can just, you know, draw right through. If I'm going to make a few of these, this will make my life a lot easier. I think the trick would be to get these symmetrical. I also think if you made this little top stitch template, I would not put it on the fold like I did, because then you wouldn't have to make sure that you folded it accurately there at the center. I could have probably make it a little easier on myself and give myself a little center line. All right, so I'm going to put that right on the edge. I'm so excited about this. I feel like this is a pretty quick thing. You can buy flaxseed in bulk online, but I got a little lost in all the different quantities and prices, and I just thought, you know what, if my local store has it in the bulk bins, I'll get it. So when I also researched like doing rice, long grain was preferred. So I got long grain brown rice. It was about $5 for a 5-pound bag. I also live in the land of rice. So rice is grown in my region. But ironically, I didn't buy Lundberg rice. They didn't have a 5-pound bag of Lundberg, which is like one of the local rice growers. Okay. And now we get to fill it. I made myself a funnel. I am so suspicious this is going to go well. Oh man. Okay. Okay. In some areas, yes, Janice, but you are microwaving it. That's what I would caution if you guys make pattern weights for your sewing room, and say your sewing room's like above the garage or out at the back of the yard. Don't fill them with things like beans, corn, or rice. Yeah, you totally could. My mom does not like that, by the way, Terry, but a lot of people do. It is, Nancy. Yeah, they flood them. Yeah, my mom would not tolerate a bug situation. She doesn't have an issue with it, though. I should ask her about it. All right, I'm pretty nervous about this. Is there something I could set this in? You know, like a bin. I have a billion of them, right? Oh, here's one. Oh my gosh, it's kind of a mess in here. We like the killjoys around here. They make us better people. Oh man, this does not seem like it's gonna go in here. I used my mom's as a pattern. Okay, my funnel's too big. Let's see if I can make it a little smaller. Would that work? No. Oh, thanks, Dre. I should have brought my vacuum. This funnel seems too small now. Anyone got tips? Let's see. I'm using some tape. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Rice drama. Thanks again, Ray. I should have brought the vacuum. There is one here. This is going to be interesting. Like the amateur comment on the... I actually, when I saw that comment, I laughed out loud. I was like, oh, I feel this person's... Like, I know why they're saying this. It wasn't like they had something against amateurs. It was that they had some sort of experience with it, you know? I feel like I gotta stand up. This does not seem like it's gonna work. They're not even going in. Okay, so now we found that this, oh, they go in fine. Okay, okay. What I need is it to go down there. So do I need like a really long funnel? Oh, shoot. Oh, man, maybe I should stick to sewing. I need a really long funnel that goes past all these. So maybe if these stitch lines weren't as deep. You know what I mean? Because if they weren't that deep, you could actually maybe scrunch this up and put a funnel down to here and then ooch it off and get each section done. Maybe don't pour next to my machine though. You know. Why do you suspect that was Janice? I don't think it was Janice. Use a spoon of long vinyl tube. I don't want to do that, Terry. Oh, I don't, Barbara? That is an excellent idea. Okay, let's see here. Or what if it was like a chute? You know, like a slide. Where is that? Here we go. I'm so determined. You guys have no idea. You have no idea what a determined person I am. Oh my gosh, disaster. There's rice everywhere. No, I don't think like your neck warmer is gonna attract bugs, but I do think your sewing studio will attract them once you do this. I do, Barbara. What do you think, this is my first rodeo? Don't you have a vinyl tube in your sewing studio? Like, come on, man. Do we really think tape's gonna hold this shut? I am a MacGyver when it comes to sewing. That was such a good idea, Barbara. Oh, Lena, I just did a spoon thing with something else and it was a disaster. What was that? See, that's still not small enough to go past the stitching. So, all right, so this is why you always sew a sample. No matter how straightforward your design is, you just never know what you're gonna come across. An oil funnel. Well, that's what I did, Penny. That's what this was. Yeah, that's what I think. That would be good. Do you think the tube is big enough? On an oil funnel? If this was just a little bit, the space was just a little bit wider, but I made it. Okay. Oh shoot, I just pulled it all. Maybe I should have watched one of those YouTube videos. See, I was being cocky. Look where that got me. Oh, right, Nancy. Those ones that are statically charged that stick to everything. Oh my gosh, I have the most hilarious story about those. I think I've told you when you told me about that. One time, my parents bought the dog a new dog bed. His name was Scout. It was in the garage, and he had like a dog door in the garage, so his bed was out there. And so, you know, my mom was all excited. They got a new bed. See that, Barbara? We walked out into the garage like literally 20 minutes after to get something, and the whole garage, the whole thing, and there was a bunch of stuff being stored in there. So one side, it was like a 3-car garage, and one side, one like single car garage was like filled with just stuff, bikes and things like that. And the whole garage was covered in these little tiny styrofoam beads. And because it was the desert, they were statically charged, so they were literally like stuck on everything. Like it looked like snow in there. And they were all over the dog. And when we went to try and sweep them up, they were like turkeys. They would stay away from the broom. Like this, there was this buffer zone because of the static. So we had to vacuum them up. Oh my gosh. And you know, I made one of those breast pillows for someone who's had a mastectomy. And when I ordered the preferred filler for that, that's what it was. And I was like, oh heck no, I am not even opening this. I gave that bag away. I used something else for the pillow. All right, let's try this. I think the opening is open all the way down there. And look, there's my funnel. I need something to hold it. Can I have a volunteer? Yeah, I don't know who thought filling a dog bed with those things thought that was a good idea. Okay, and now we're gonna shift. Okay, well, I think what this has taught me, oh, this is working, is that I need to make this stitch space here a little bit wider, and only 2 people are gonna get these. Everybody's not getting one of these now. Oh gosh, I can't get this opening to stay open. Huh. Imagine that this is like filled and now you still have to sew it shut. This is a nightmare. I should have just bought one. There's got to be an easier way. Okay, that one's getting pretty full. Okay, I can move to the next chamber. Okay, this is working though, and it's working actually really good. It's tedious. Send them, you know what? Yeah, I think I need to send them the bag of rice. Better yet, I'll just send them a gift card to the grocery store and pretend like it's because I didn't want to ship 5 pounds of rice. Be like, oh, I just wanted to save money on shipping. Here you go. So how are we going to close this thing? Come on, come on. love. Yeah, Penny, I'm using long grain rice. I'm using, well, I live in a rice growing region. This was not hard to find here at all. Yeah, Calrose medium grain. Was it really hard to find? I don't even know. Rice is one of our crops here. This slid out of this compartment and it didn't get full. So we need to slide it back in. This is a nightmare. I hate this. I hate this. You know what, Walter? That's the thing. I'm so glad my mom was like, my favorite shape is a 4-inch by 20-inch rectangle. Because you know what? I think that's going to become the free pattern. Cut a piece of fabric. 4 inches by 20 inches, 2 of them. No. All right, well, I'm bored of this. This is a nightmare. My hat is off to the lady who does this for a living. You hand stitched it closed? Yeah, because I was just going to like do this, you know, and then stitch it shut. Easy peasy. I remember why you buy yours. Okay, that one's getting full. Okay, well, this is what we've learned is that we will offer this pattern piece. Amy, I think in this case, the rice is the boss of me. So don't you think, okay, so how is your rectangular one still in sections though? So what do? Then you can put the rectangle in a cup to hold up, yeah. What did Walter say? Was it an actual good idea or is he being a jokester? Oh yeah, a sock, exactly. Sorry, Walter, I doubted you. Yeah, well, I'm wondering, Janice. I mean, you know, I actually think maybe it could be easier if you made it in sections and sewed them together too. What's Amy's question? Oh yeah, thanks, Ray. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm the boss of my sewing. I am not the boss of my rice. This is so apropos of me. I've had to call my husband probably 5 times and ask him how to cook rice when he's been out of town. I'm not proud of this, you guys. But every time I do it, I burn it. It's just one long piece. That's what I'm wondering, Eliza. But, you know, you got to corral the rice, right? So true, Martina. Tinkle, tinkle, tink. Yeah, exactly. It feels good, though. Someone's really going to enjoy this plaid flannel neck warmer, and it's going to be me. Well, I don't know, Joanna. I don't think so, because look at that. It's pretty thick. You'd have to be able to move it around. I mean, I guess you could... If you only fill your, like you would have to know the right amount of rice to put in there so that it was slack. Yeah, a rice cooker is a must. Ours had died at the time. My daughter only had ever thought that I knew how to burn rice. I'm a fantastic baker, by the way. You just leave a short end. Yeah, that might be... Okay, so that's what I was thinking, Willin. That's what I was thinking too for the rectangular one. Fill, sew, fill, sew, fill, sew. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to do this off camera and do the tinkle, tinkle, tink. Yeah, I think the rectangle, I'm going to offer the pattern and just say, hey, you might want to look at this stream to see how hard it is to fill. Because while it looks cool, because I bought the one that my mom gave me, I bought from a local woman. And, oh, that's a flaxseed. I don't even have flax seeds. But I don't know who it is. You know what I mean? Oh my God. All right. I'm going to stick to sewing. Anyway. So, did I tell you about this camouflage fabric I made? All right. Everybody's necks are going cold this year. Okay, so let's move on. So my other thing I'm sewing today is I did the thing. I photographed the ground at my house and I made fabric because Spoonflower had a 25% off sale recently. And I was like, you know what? This is my chance. I'm going to just try this out because this mulch mat idea, I love. I know it's kind of weird, but I literally have so much scraps, you guys. Like I have a whole huge bin sitting right here next to me again, and that's only been since August. So I'm filling this bin like right now, like every 3 months. I probably fill it at least 3 times a year. It's a lot. So I want a way to be able to like compost them or use them in another way. So I made these like things, and the first one I made was a little too thick. It's pretty big. They're very pillowy. So this is my second attempt. And I made them like a Christmas tree skirt. So this is the one I'm going to make today because this is where I'm going to put this one. And that is literally the ground. This area here is bare dirt because that's just, it's clay soil. So it doesn't actually grow weeds really to speak of. But it does lose a lot of water. Oh, that is so cool, Janice. What a nice gift to bring. And so, like, essential and functional. Okay, Eliza, good luck. All right, and so here's my other, I made 3 different fabrics. This is for the orchard, and it's a little brighter in person. It's this little tiny green. It is a weed, but it's very cute. And this is under the olive trees. This one looks washed out because it was taken under the shade. It's in person, it's a little darker. See in the face cam. And then I did this one bark area, like literally it looks like bark. So I think I got the scale a little bit wrong. They're a little smaller than life size, which I thought I'd actually gotten correct, but I didn't. I only got 1 yard of each. And then I'm going to put this on the top and the some scrap fabric on the bottom. And I'm going to draw you a picture of what I'm doing. Because I'm not going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to do something, I'm hoping a little bit similar that uses fabric better. So I'm going to still make a skirt idea. But I'm going to do it like this. And then this is where the plant goes, right? This is a hole. Okay. Okay, Terry, thanks for coming. Maybe I'll see you during one of the streams next week, Tuesday through Saturday. Oh, that's so bright. Let's just tone it down a little bit. Oops, I almost clicked end stream because I'm a button pusher. It's a little better. It's a little better. Put it over here where it's a little darker. No. So I'm doing this. So it's kind of, oh, it's so bright. Sorry. It's like a log cabin style. And then what I did was I ended up, and so this will be like open right here, a slit. This right here is open. And then you can lay it. So same idea. Like before I did this kind of, I did a Christmas tree skirt like this. right? And I did it in sections. This works great, by the way. The problem with this is that cutting it out of fabric, it's not a very good use of the fabric. So that's why I'm going with rectangles. And so it'll be more like this. And then this is the hole. And then I'm also going to cut these in half. So there's actually going to be 2 of these to make up each section, you know. That way, so this is one section, one section, one section, one section. That way you can just cut squares and then sew them together to make this. Or you could even, what if you could do it all different directions, right? Then you can make a snake that kind of winds around, kind of like the neck warmer idea, right? A rectangle is a little bit more flexible. You made a little neckline facings. Those can be really can really get confusing. Like the ones on that vest, I was very methodical about how I laid them out. So the mulch mats don't get moldy. Oh, I have pictures for you. Just a second. I have my calendar. You look at this calendar for a second. That's my next week's gift sewing schedule. And let me pull up. I have some pictures of what the mulch mats look like. There's a little bit of mold underneath. Okay, so here's the pictures. Let me see. Could I just... I'm going to share screen. I'll come back to my schedule here. All right, so here's the first little bush I did, okay? Of course, what? Oh, there we go. So this is this little bush. See, my husband had mulched it with some grass. Why are you chugging away right now? It's like downloading it. Why is it taking so? Oh, probably because I'm streaming. It was there for a second. That's there. Those are there. Okay. Okay, there it is. So he mulched around it, but it literally kept wilting every day from the heat. And then we have these grapes and stuff like that. And then this was my first mulch mat that I put on. It is not downloading. It says it's there. So this is after a while. This is current. So this was my first one, and I know it looks a little bit, it's like a pillow. And I used the back side of a duvet that was really faded and stained. This is it after however long ago, August, I put it in. So it's been watered, rained on, flooded, everything. And then where I can't find this whole dark mode thing, man, I'm just not used to it. So this is lifting it up. So you can see, look at here's this little line around it. There's no weeds. So it's really good at what it's supposed to do as far as like protecting the ground. The grass is still there. So yeah, it could probably get moldy, but that's what you want. Like, this is the thing is like, I know people are like, oh, but they'll look gross. The thing is, the ideal, in my opinion, is that it's going to break down. I want it to break down. And this, putting it in these pillow type things prevents that from happening very fast. But at the same time, it's a place for all my scraps to live. So maybe that's good, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, what's square foot gardening? So anyway, so that's my, this is the one I'm making for that little spot right there. What am I looking for? I am looking for, oh, this right here. So this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. I could probably save these pieces of fabric for something else. They printed really weird, so I didn't use them. So I'm going to sew these in little rectangle sections. Oh, I need to change my thread. I actually didn't really need to change my thread, but I'm gonna change the thread. And I'm not gonna fill these up quite as much. My mom really wants them for her pots to prevent the squirrels from digging in all her little pots. So like she wants little tiny ones. Like, go for it. That sounds like a lot of work. I was thinking like it would be better if you could make some sort of like shower cap to put over your pots that allows for the plant to poke through. Then you can just remove it, you know? I'm hoping I'm doing this the right. So I just made, these aren't quite squares, but they should be 11-inch squares. And I feel like that's a lot more versatile and uses up fabric better than making the Christmas tree shape. So I just needed 8 to make one of these. I was going to try and keep it so that it was seamless with the print, but I can't keep track right now. I stacked it so it would be, but... All right, and so now I'm going to put these... Let's make sure that I put these correctly. Okay, so it goes like this. All right. I'm going to put these wrong sides together. And this is going to be the underside. I don't care what these look like. This is when I learned that I can't scale up my designs in spoon flour or scale them up and down without loss. I'm still learning. These are okay, but you know. Oh, thanks, Janice. Yeah, I haven't finished this design. I think the colors are kind of meh. And the, I was inspired by this 40s fabric that looks a little bit like that. No, oh, it's this one here. It looked a little bit like this. And see this one, it got all blurry. I also printed it on a base because I just do the fill yard when I'm testing things. And this base is Funkorama. All right. And so now I'm going to put these. Now you could just put them like this, right? You don't even have to sew and turn. They don't have to look beautiful, right? I'm figuring this out too. And you could sew them, even if you did each one a little pillow, like, because I think you could just make these little pillows and have them next to your cutting table, put your scraps in them, close it up, and then once you have a bunch of them, you could assemble them together. That's what I'm thinking would be ideal. I shouldn't have started at a corner. Starting at a corner, it's hard to close when you start at a corner. Is my machine vibrating? Is it better? You'd like a shirt made out of this? Oh, you mean the leaf print? Yeah, I bought some to make a shirt. So I say when you do things like this, when you're filling them, like come around the corner. Leave yourself an opening. It's a lot easier. We'll cut the corners. But, you know, like I said, these are things that are supposed to disintegrate in the garden. And then, you know, then your scraps aren't just being thrown away. You can actually use them for something.
It just seems like so much waste, right? I only mostly have natural fiber scraps. But I was thinking, like, how bad would it be if you put something out there that doesn't disintegrate? You could always just eventually use it somewhere else once your mulch mat has, like, started falling apart or whatever. And so now, see, I think I should have left one. I should have only sewed. Okay, yeah, we're figuring this out. We're figuring this out. Yeah, this, I don't have these designs like for sale, any of this you're seeing. I just took pictures of my yard. Yeah, that's true, Janice. I just have so many scraps too. I try and save as much as I can that's usable, but you guys, this is a, like, kind of is my guilt, less guilt way to not use every single scrap I own, right? I'm going to make these a lot less thick this time too. Thick enough that they'll be heavy, but not so thick that they're really noticeable. And I'm going to distribute it in there a little bit. If you really wanted it to break down faster, you could make your scraps smaller. So this would be less noticeable too if I used a darker fabric on the other side. But you guys, spoon flour ain't cheap, right? So then I want to sew this section. I can't wait to take a picture of this today, you know? You can, that fabric that's ripping is the under one. That's a piece of paper. I guess you could put paper in there too. I'm thinking that it's going to be a lot longer than I wanted it to be, Janice. You know? Exactly, Sydney. One can only have so many poof cushions. And if you haven't made one of those, I love that pattern. I've made quite a few. I've made a few into dog beds and things. But it is freaking heavy when it's filled with scraps. It's like a 60-pound thing. So you can actually, like, my dogs use it as a step stool. It's strong enough, you know? I don't know if I don't think Suzanne means the photographs of the ground though. She means the drawing. Yeah, that's not available on there. I do have some other things, but they don't look like this. A Moroccan leather proof. Okay, so there's one. So this, on my next one, this is what I'm going to do. I'm trying to make this as easy and fast as possible, right? So I think all I need to do is sew the long sides together. These two long sides. Yeah, I think that this is going to be the way. It still vibrates. Right, Elena? I know, the dogs love ours too. Yes, so heavy. Mini poop to make pattern weights. I don't know if it'd be heavy enough though. You know? I just usually, when I make weights like that, I just use gravel. Just go out in the yard and pick up gravel. Yeah, me too, Elena. Yeah, ours is planted where it's at. I hate moving it. And you know, I have to wash the cover, and getting, like, their whole thing of like, just fill this bag and put it in there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you just try and get your cover off. Okay, so this end, I'm gonna sew it flat like this. All right, now we fill. Okay, now we fill. Stitch again. You could just use a rectangle. You don't have to make these squares. But like I said, like if you did it this way where you left this little edge like this, and you just filled squares and you just kind of had them around, right? And then say this one had a raw edge here too. Now you can just sew these two together, right? But you need this little edge. So this made it a little harder. That's why I'm going to keep the edge. Oh, does it not come as with a long sleeve? Yes, you do mean the ground. Oh, you do, Suzanne? That's awesome. That would be pretty cool. I mean, I love photorealistic fabrics when they're kind of interesting. Some of them I'm like, you know. See this one, you don't need to turn under that edge like I did on that other one. You want to leave it raw like this. Okay. This goes pretty quick though. I used to always have a bin of fleece scraps near my machine because I sewed a lot of polar fleece when it came out and it was available for people to, home sewers to buy. And I would use those to stuff pillows or use as applique because, you know, it's so easy to applique with. You want to see the scraps, Janice? Here's my bin of scraps. Yeah, I think you could, Ray. I'm hiding the scraps. No, it's just huge. It's usually under my cutting table. And I just throw things in there. I don't hide anything. I really don't. I don't see the point. I watched a YouTuber once and she was so embarrassed by the state of her sewing room. Like she had recorded her whole video and then at the end she was like, I can't believe I left those things on the counter back there the entire video. And I just really felt for her being so stressed about it because I didn't notice it at all. And you really can't see it, especially when you're watching a video on your phone. I was like, oh yeah, my place is kind of messy right now. Okay. And are there usable scraps in here? Probably. Everything's usable, right? Yeah, oh, like polar fleece. Yeah, you could do that. That sounds hard, though. You'd have to, like, I've done that with the dog beds. Oh, no, Sydney. Oh, there you go, Sydney. Malin's made one. I've made that with the dog beds because I made a dog bed using scraps and it just wasn't comfortable, you guys. It was too heavy and it's really hard. Like once they're kind of packed down and have been used a lot, they're very hard. I mean, like think about it like this. Like think about like all of your laundry piled on the ground and you laid on it for a while. It's not comfortable, right? Oh, good, Sydney. So with the dogs, I ended up, what I did was I did make a center filled with scraps and then I surrounded it with a old blanket. So I laid the blanket down, I folded it in half, laid it down, put the insert of scraps on it and then folded the blanket back over and then I shoved the whole thing in there. It wasn't easy, but I got it in there and that was way more comfortable. Yeah, right, Aisha. Yeah, you got to kind of be able to fluff it up. That's how I feel about the March top, Malin. I think I made the March top. That's a big scrap in there. It's probably a prototype. I just put my prototypes in the scrap bin too. Okay. I'm already thinking like, you know, if I could just find a really affordable all natural fiber backing that was going to go to a landfill anyway, that would be like, and it was matched my top, that would be better, I think, you know. Yeah, it still gets still lumpy even if you do the batting. Oh, that's nice, Allison. Your cats like the dog bit better than the dogs do. I made one for Molly because she was always laying on the ground, and oh, this is the end. And Loki was, you know, always laying, like he's little and he loves big beds. So I made her own in the fabrics I knew she liked. She never lays on it. He does though, and I found the cat on it before when the cats didn't live out in the cottage. All right, so my last one, and then I'm going to put it together into its like kind of Christmas tree circle. All right. All right, we want to turn it right side out. Right, Janice? I know, clean laundry, right? Yeah, thrifted cotton sheets. That's a good one. Yeah, like what if someone was throwing away sheets because they were just like threadbare or stained or whatever? I think that that's the kind of thing, like, you know, like the sheets that get thrown away because they accidentally went through the laundry with a red shirt. You know? This barely made a dent in my scrap pile, but it feels good to get all this in here. I put batting in there. Look at these little scrap pieces of batting. Okay, why? This is a really long. Oh, that's sewn to batting. My office is messy now. It's got rice and scraps. We found out we're getting 2 new office neighbors. It's pretty exciting. The one guy that's here all the time, you know, he's like, yeah, this is great. The more the merrier. Keep us from getting socially weird. All right, last one. These are movable. They can get wet. This is just too stuffed though. I don't know if anyone's ever had to, like we've bought a house before and they used that weed mat. And it was so old that things had grown through it and, you know, there was bark stuck to it, grass growing through it. And we couldn't take it to the green waste place. It had to go into the landfill, and it was a huge amount. His name's Osito. That's cute, like a little bear. Your best, yeah, exactly. All right, so let's see here. Oh, so maybe I want raw edges all the way around. See, you just never know. Okay, yeah, because I don't have an edge here. Novice quilter here. Obvious, right? Okay. Yeah, see, I need to leave a raw edge all the way around. Now I know, that's even easier. Okay. The ends don't matter at all. Well, they do sometimes. They do half the time. Okay. Oh, I need 3 on this one. Wait, this isn't working. Oh, I did that wrong. Crap. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. I like drew this so many times, you guys. Like, I know I figured it out. At least mathematically. Logistically, maybe not. That's why we're testing it out, right? Okay, I don't think I'll do that. We'll use the seam ripper. Dang, it sounds like there's like a truck rally happening out there. Yeah, Pendleton does sell scraps. This has gone kind of badly, didn't it? Oh, Allison, that's so interesting. Yeah, because they're probably ruined by the oils. Ooh, there's a massage therapist moving into one of the offices. Okay, so this one needs to go here. Yeah, that's it. It needs to go here. Someday I'll make this look easy. I think that I will sew my other ones now though, because I could fill all of the ones I got. So this is this is 2/3 of the yard used. And so I can get 8, like 4 across and then 4 across. So I can get 8, and then I have room for one whole row of these on a 1 yard of the, I think this is petal cotton. Wait, is petal the quilting cotton base on Spoonflower? I think this is petal. Yes, it is. Okay. All right, now I got it. Okay. Okay, we'll match these leaves up over here because look at that. Yeah, huh? You got to be careful when you take your picture of your yard so it doesn't look like fall in the summertime. I kind of waited too long. Yeah, landscape fabric. That stuff is terrible. It's great, like, when you're putting it down and doing it. I've done it before, you know, but it really doesn't age well, and it's so hard to manage. Yeah, I can, Janice, but I can't do enough of it. I've definitely done that. Like, my friend does that. She's really good at putting stuff out that birds like. It's pretty cute. She'd find her dog's fur in their nest. All right, here we go. I can't wait to put this out there. Yeah, it's gonna blend in, except for my under fabric peeking out from the sides, you know. You could maybe dye some sheets. You know, the thing is, I'm trying to divert fabric. I don't want this to be a labor-intensive thing to do. So what have I learned today? I've learned to sew it wrong sides together so you can keep this little edge available to make it easier to seam together all the way around. I did the square thing so that I use up all the fabric on the yard, because when I put my pattern piece for the Christmas tree skirt style, it had so much waste and I couldn't even get one whole skirt out of a yard. This gives me a whole skirt that's the same size, plus I have a whole row extra. So this is far more useful of the fabric. This holds probably about the size you want. Like I measured the base of that particular plant, and it's about 8 to 10 inches right here of the plant coming out. So you would want to make sure that whatever it's going around, I think it's okay if it touches your plant somewhat, but I don't think that's that great. That's true, Sarah, and it will. I mean, you saw that one. Yeah. Well, I'm not at my home. I'm like 5 miles away. I don't have internet at home. Not like I have here. I have pretty minimal internet there. So I can't stream from home, unfortunately. But I will be posting a picture. You guys didn't tell me I didn't move the camera back. I see how it is. I'll be posting a picture, though. Yeah, I think I'll cut the other ones up today, too. I was scouting it out there like, who needs one of these? And then the leftover piece of fabric I have, I can make maybe, I can make a rice neck warmer. I'm not going to do that. But wouldn't that be funny? So I have basically a row of 4 of these left on the fabric for 1 yard. So for 25% off and camouflage, you know? Oh, right? Yeah, I will, Patty. I have one of those Dysons. It was a housewarming gift from my parents. The long, it only is like it's awesome. I had to bring it up here, though. Yeah, what I need to do is have a bird come in here. Granted, we're not really supposed to feed them rice, though, right? Ooh, I need to get rid of more scraps. I dropped a lot on the ground here. Okay, so let's chat about the gift sewing week. Yeah, I know, Janice. I mean, did you see? I mean, they're really not minding. I don't really have roly-poly bugs where I live either. I think it's not the right climate for it. What picture is this? Oh, okay. Okay, so let me show you. This is why I moved the camera. All right, so next week I'll be streaming every day. Tuesday through Saturday I'll be streaming. And for those of you not in North America or Europe, more like Oceania, like Australia or New Zealand, I'm going to be streaming on Tuesday and Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific. So that is 4 hours later than I usually go live. Okay, Fiona. So that might be helpful. So I thought I'd just keep my regular days at the regular time so it's not too confusing. And then the 2 new days will be 3 p.m. Pacific. So the first thing I'm going to do is that hot bowl cozy. And some people use it to hold ice cream too. There's going to be a free pattern linked in the description, but it's from Craft Warehouse. I think I linked to all these patterns in my newsletter this week. Did I? Where did I link these? Anyway, Sam does. She links to all of them. They're in her description. If you go to her description in that video, let's see if I still have it on my clipboard. I think that's it. She has all these linked there. So I'm going to do the hot bowl cozy. I'm going to round the corners because I'm not a big fan of the way those look. I've asked around. They don't seem like they perform any huge function, so that'll be okay. You're so sweet, Elena. Thanks. I usually try and do this time of year. We do the gift sewing week. So I'm going to do the adult pajama bottoms by 5 out of 4 patterns. Also a free pattern, and they have a kids version. I know lots of people probably have already made their pajama bottoms, but yeah. In fact, oh yeah, I'm doing it out of this rayon fabric that I got in a subscription box that I wasn't too thrilled with. Yeah, okay, Delwyn, perfect. I'm so glad to hear that. It's really going to throw you off. You're going to be like, I want more 3 o'clock. And if you guys do, like if there's people that are like, oh my gosh, this is the time, I will definitely start doing that more often. But then we don't get to see Malin and a bunch of people, you know, that are over there in the UK and Europe. So it's a tricky one. All right, and then on Thursday, I'm doing the neck warmer. So let's see how I pull that off by next Thursday. And none of you will tell everybody how bad it went today, right? So yeah. And then Friday, I'm sewing a hillside tote by Noodlehead. I have pictures of all these things. I'll show you those in a second. I've made that a couple times and I streamed it. So there's other options. I'm going to be cutting that out and probably the pajama bottoms out before the stream. 3 p.m. Pacific, Carrie. Yeah, so 4 hours later than normal wherever you are. You're in the West, aren't you, Carrie? I can't remember where you're at. But yeah, so usually I'm 11 a.m. Pacific, like today. So it'll be 4 o'clock. I mean, 4 hours later, not 4 o'clock. Not starting at midnight, Mullen. Yeah, Mullen's going to be in bed already. And for Terry, I know she's already gone, but she's in Georgia. Is Georgia Central? Ray might know. Is that Central? I posted on Instagram. Okay. I don't know if I linked to the patterns, though. Anyway. And then on Saturday, I'll be doing the Sam apron. Oh, your mountain time. Oh, that's right, Carrie, your mountain time. Okay, cool. So yeah, it'll be 2 p.m. for you, I think. Yeah. So then Saturday, the Sam apron by Helen's Closet. Also a free pattern that just came out. And I'll be probably cutting that out and then sewing it. You guys are Eastern? Oh, Georgia's Eastern. Oh, okay. So it'll be pretty late for her. 6 p.m. That's her dinner time probably. So I don't know if she'll be able to make it either. So you guys have to be on your best behavior. No mods. And 5 p.m. for Ray. Yeah, you guys are all over the place. So one time to rule them all. If we all just went by GMT, right? Wouldn't that be interesting? Huh. Yay, Sydney, that's so nice. Yeah, what a concept. Tuning up your machinery. Okay, the week after that, I'll be doing my traditional stream schedule. I will be cutting and sewing the Jensen shirt by Wardrobe by Me Patterns, which is a button down just like I'm wearing now, or like the Fairfield button up. And so I thought it would be fun to try another men's button down that I haven't done before. And I got some fabric. It arrived today, so I'm pretty excited to go get it. It's yak and cotton, yak wool and cotton flannel from Maker's Fabric. I've had my eye on it for a while, and she had a really nice sale. Well, there you go, Janice. That's nice. Yeah, my husband's actually kind of excited about the apron. I asked him, I was like, so, you know, if I made an apron, would you want an apron? And he was like, I was recently thinking of asking you to make me an apron because he does woodworking and bike mechanic stuff. So there's even like a little towel holder. He was all excited about that too. So it's always better when someone's excited. I'll be doing the crossback version and then an espresso colored canvas that I have, like a dark brown. Yeah, Aisha, yak wool. It'll be pretty interesting. Yeah, just get takeout, Aisha. Exactly. I think it'll be fun to do a stream at the end of the day. I've done them before. I'm wearing the Archer, Suzanne. The Archer by Grainline Studio. I have a bunch of them. I really like this pattern. Now that I actually eventually made it into an overshirt, or like what people call a shacket nowadays. I made it into an overshirt, and now if I ever make another one, I'll make it using that block because I got rid of the fabric pooling at my back waist because that's my fitting issue. And if you ever need help sewing the collar and collar stand, the video that I have is with this shirt. You've knit with yak. I have not done that. I have possum from New Zealand that I've knit with. It's probably the most exotic thing I've knit with. So, all right, let me see if I have some pictures of these things, because I think I do. Where did I put those? I'm not sure the dark mode's going to work for me. Where did I put this? Shoot. You know how much time I spend making graphics and things? Telling you. And then then you need one for a different thing, and different shape, and a different size. Well, I have this. How do I make this bigger? Oh, here we go. Okay, so I can show you my computer again. So, oh no. This right here. So I have down here is the 5 out of 4 patterns to pajamas. I've made the kids on stream, and then I am going to be doing the adult. Doing this Jensen button-up. It's a little blurry because this was a graphic for my newsletter. I'm not doing the Fairfield this month. I am sewing a couple, but I just won't stream those. We've done that a bunch. Here's the hillside tote. It comes in 2 sizes. My mom likes the smaller one, and she loves it. My mom and I have always looked for the perfect purse, and this for her is the perfect purse. So and she has a free pattern for a purse. I've never made it, but it looks good. I think it's called the, it's on the tip of my tongue. I just had it. In fact, Sam might mention it in Frugalism. Sam might mention it in her 25 free patterns. Here's the Sam apron. And I printed out my pattern and cut it out, and making like you go by height and by width. The neck warmer that won't look like that, and there's the soup bowl cozy. So I'm going to round these corners here, and that's by Craft Warehouse. And if you just search Craft Warehouse for their soup bowl cozy, you'll find it. So you need all the shirt patterns, Suzanne? Oh, Quivet. Yeah, I've never done that one either. Nice, Malin. A grown-on front placket on a button-up into one with a color pop inside the band. Okay, wait. No, they don't, Amy. They do not shave them. The possum is an extremely invasive animal in New Zealand. Delwyn can probably tell us more. Delta Foxtrot can probably tell us more. They're extremely invasive. They're decimating their forests. They're not a native animal. And the possum does not they kill the possum to get the fur. It's on their tail. They do not look like the possums we have here in North America. Yeah, they're very much pests. They're actually pretty cute too. I saw one in the wild. Big guys. So let's see. How to convert a grown-on front placket on a button-up into one with a color pop inside the band. Okay, so do you mean, Delwyn, like the shirt that I'm wearing right now? Is that what you mean by grown-on placket? Like it's like part of the shirt, not a separate placket piece? Yeah, the joke, but that doesn't seem like as a joke, is that we were told by people in New Zealand that the government has mandated that if you see one crossing the road, you should aim for it in your car. I don't know if that's actually true. Maybe Delta could say that if that's actually true, but they are, it's a very serious problem there. Yeah, and like I said, the possums in North America look nothing like them. It's worth looking them up, like Googling them. Your daughter called and you missed all of her calls? Oh, you missed loads of us. Yeah. Is that true, Delta? Oh my goodness, wow. We saw someone trying to get one out of a tree when we came across it. He and his girlfriend. I don't know what they were going to do. Yeah, I don't know about that, Carrie. Coyotes are They're not decimating the forest. They're not eating your forests, right? The possums are literally like mowing down their limited amounts of foliage. You hope they didn't say that, Delwyn? Yeah, they did. They have said that. Yeah. We didn't do it. But I looked, I bought a lot of yarn made from possum fur when I was there. It's very soft, very nice stuff, very warm too. Oh, I see. Oh, interesting. Oh, wow. Well, this conversation took a turn. The yes was for the button up. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, so can I show you that the week we do the Jensen? Because that would be the perfect time. I'll be standing at the pattern table. So you just want a separate placket so you can do a color pop. And do you want it on the top of the placket and the bottom, like the whole placket would be one separate piece of fabric that's like a contrast? That'd be cool. They nest in our attic, yeah. Possums are really good at getting rid of pests, though, like ticks. I don't know how many they really eat, though. Oh, man. I wish we were looking at my Ozark Vest on here, not this. This is cool, though. Taken with my iPhone, by the way. I just really did this quickly. Yay for random weird conversations, yeah. That's why it's so and chill, right? We're just hanging out. All right, so the things if you want to do any of the projects next week, for the Supple Cozy, all you need is 2 pieces of fabric that are between 10 and 14 inches square, depending on what size you're going to make. I'm probably going to go 12-inch squares. And you need a batting that has no metal in it. You need to make sure that it's natural fiber, because some people put them in the microwave. So you got to be careful about that. And you also don't want it to conduct heat. Like there's a lot of them that have metal in them. So you got to be careful about that. That you wish I ever had a much thicker cross in the back with fabric and not strapping. It is with fabric, Janice. You can make it with webbing if you want, but it is designed to be made with a fabric. And you could totally make the strap wider if you want. The great thing about crossback aprons is then the whole weight of the apron isn't pulling on your neck. And so then you take the load off of the back of your neck and you cross up around the back. That's the advantage. Oh, sorry about that, Fiona. Oh, yeah, that's true. Good point. Mullen, you're so good. Oh, okay, Delwyn. Nice. Okay, so you just want a separate contrast thing. Okay, cool. What's an exciting lunch? Oh, man. Yeah, the York pinafore. You can make it into an apron. Yes, Ray. Good point. The thread needs to be cotton too. Well, shoot. I forgot about that. I read that too. Let's see. This is polyester. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for reminding me. I better find all my cotton thread. For the jammy bottoms, I'm going to be sewing those. I'm pretty sure I can do it with the elastic serge to them, so that'll be good. We like that, right? And then for the neck warmer, that takes, for that curved one that none of you should make, takes about a half yard of fabric. Oh, great, Aisha, thank you. Hey June Handmade has a nice crossback apron. It's free. Oh, microwave metal makes it, yeah, right, Sydney, exactly. I always pictured that you would warm up your bowl and then you put it in the microwave cozy. I wouldn't microwave it in there. The bowl, I was looking at, like, when I looked at the 10-inch, I have kind of a big bowl here that's like this. And that wouldn't have been big enough. That's why I'm going to do a 12-inch. So I think it depends on how deep your bowl is. So what I would do is get your favorite bowl and maybe even just take a tape measure and go around like this. Yeah, so many critters are called possums. That's true. And these look totally different. They're cute and cuddly looking. That's good, Penny. Yeah, you're right, Sydney. Absolutely. I'm making a lot of flammable things next week. It's a hot bad by putting in the microwave. Ugh, that sounds so cozy. I've heard the opposite because the bowl is hot, so it'd still be hard to put in the cozy post microwave. Okay. Y'all aren't like microwaving melamine, right? Because that stuff shouldn't go in the microwave. Like I have a bowl over there, that yellow bowl. It looks plastic. That stuff gets hot. It shouldn't go in the microwave. I think that this is also, I think it would be interesting to talk to someone who does pottery because some of our stuff gets hot, but most of it doesn't. And so I didn't realize this was a big issue because someone told me about these microwave bowl cozies years ago locally. She was like, you should do these. These are really popular. People love them. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I don't need that. They put the bowl cozy in the microwave to get it out of the microwave. Yeah, I think you're right, Janice. That's, I think, what Ray's trying to say. Hi, Janet. Oh, your microwave rice bags are all made with polythread and they work? They don't melt? Yeah, I think it has to be really hot. Maybe I should do a test. You know, like I think it actually has to be really hot to melt it. Because you can iron, you guys, you can iron your polythread. Let's stop freaking out about this. You can iron this stuff. Just don't use batting that has metal in it because you don't want that in your microwave. I think your polythread's going to be fine. The iron's hot. I think the iron gets almost up to 200, like 180 or something, 190. I can't remember. Really, Elena? Yeah, I mean, the fabric shouldn't be polyester. That would probably, that has a lower melting point. Like fabric, some of it does. Yeah, I know, Sydney, right? Oh, you don't leave the rice bags. This is so interesting. Yeah, that's, I think, a good point too, Ray. Not microwaving plastic in general is a good thing. It's not good for the body. I think some pottery gets hot in the microwave and some doesn't. I think it's the way it conducts it. Okay, yeah. I think I'm not going to worry about that part. But I am going to worry about the batting. All right, well, I hope you guys join me next week. That'll be fun. I don't think I shut my door. Yeah, I mean, I guess, Janice, but I don't feel like it's going to be here for thousands of years. We talked a lot about this when I brought this to the stream in the summer because I thought about like the dyes in the fabrics. I thought about the thread. But here's the deal. All this stuff was going to go to a landfill. So I feel like it's doing it a little better, you know? And I don't think these are going to really break down. The reason they're in these, you guys, you don't even have to do this. You could just sprinkle your scraps out there, right? But if you have chickens like I did, that was a problem. So this is good. I'm glad we're thinking about all this. And now I want to see all the TikTok fails. Yeah. Hi, Denise. I know they all say that, but I'm not too worried about the thread part. I would definitely think the fabric and the inside should definitely be I'm not selling mulch mats on my side. I'm going to make a free pattern. That's all about it. I'm teaching you guys how to sew. I'll look into it though, Denise. Thank you for saying that. I'll look further into it. Maybe I'll do a test. But like I say, you iron it. I know the microwave is a different kind of heat, so maybe I shouldn't discount that. I'll look into it. Now the chickens will just spread everything everywhere. They don't leave anything alone. Chickens, turkeys, whatever you got. Like my neighbor was like, gosh, I don't think I could do this in my yard. The wild turkeys would just rearrange everything. There are a lot of wild turkeys around here, and they do come right up to the house, and they spread everything. Like they scratch everything, goes everywhere. You can't leave anything. You could do that. That's what I think, Aisha. I actually thought about, I had made this pedal-powered blender once for making paper, and I was like, I wonder if I can make a pedal-powered fabric shredder. Yeah, right, Ray? I'm going to ask my mom if she microwaves them. Okay, I will definitely look at it. Oh, Cora, buzz off. Report. Bye. Yeah, it's like toys. So that's what they do. They're disruptors. They're always scratching anything you put out in the yard. Fairy houses, forget that. We tried to feed the fairies some blueberries in our fairy houses. They were gone. The underwear experiment? Okay. They're just always looking for bugs, stuff to eat. Yeah, I think the composting would take a long time. Yeah, right, exactly. Cora's out of here. Bye. All right, I'm going to get going. So, first one is next Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, Soup Bowl Cozies. I will definitely make sure I find my cotton thread, just so that I don't take any chances with that. I'm sure I have cotton thread, and if not, I'll just get some. And then I already made sure my batting is safe. You can also do a burn test if you're not sure if you're using scraps and stuff. Do a burn test on your fabrics. If it melts, it's synthetic. Don't use it. They're overlocked with polyester thread. Oh. I wonder if the rice bag community has been as diligent about the microwave bowl community. You know, sometimes just things take hold. So, thanks for coming along on my really random, weird sewing day today. And there's rice everywhere. Thanks a lot. Bye, Walter. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday. That's just like a few days from now. I'm excited. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.